much.
YouTube and TikTok. No. So do you want to say a few words?
Yeah, and this is such a beautiful way to start. Thank you, Monsignor. Today is all about compassion. It's about thanking all the people that have made our center so rich by all that you give, by your service, by our clients who are achieving and succeeding. And so it's all about coming together and really believing in each other and thanking each other. We very rarely have the opportunity to thank the people that give so much to us. So this is really special. I also want to introduce Senator Vitale as a hero for our veterans. Not only has he worked so hard with the Menlo Park Memorial Home, he also worked in establishing the Veterans Affairs Department to make sure that our veterans get services in every which way. So we're blessed to have a leader in government that cares about veterans, that cares about reentry, and we're so blessed that he's here today. So, Senator Vitale.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. It's really great to be here to see everyone come out and be recognized for your work, but also for the work that this center does, and Jim and Sharon and Cindy and all the staff that are here. This isn't a money-making organization. This is not a for-profit group that looks to make big dollars. Whatever resources they receive from donations and from government and from others, they put right back into the community, right back into the services they provide here and elsewhere for our veterans, whether they're coming in or out of being involved in law enforcement or in the prisons. But they're so dedicated, and I know a lot of this goes back to the fact that Jim and Sharon's dad, Jack McGreevy, who worked for me for many years, worked for Jim when he was in the legislature as well. I can see why it is that Jim and Sharon are so dedicated to our brothers and sisters in arms and all that they've done and sacrifice for their nation. So it's great to be here. I was at the Menlo Park Veterans Facility just a few days ago when an organization called Feeding Our Heroes came out to give, and Wegmans had donated all the food. It was terrific. And they literally, hundreds of staff and veterans came in, those who were living there and who were fed a great breakfast and a great lunch, just to say thank you for the work that the people at that home do. And like all veterans' homes and everybody who struggled during COVID, the Menlo Park facility suffered greatly. And we lost a lot of men and women there, almost a third of that population. But today, they are now a 5-star nursing home, which is the highest ranking and rating they can achieve. And that's because of the dedication of veterans who really cared about what was happening there and all of our other veterans' homes, and really veterans across the state. And so they really dug in and found out why it was that they needed to make improvements. And it's a terrific place now. So maybe someday you'll want to go there to visit or to help out. Maybe not to live someday, but they always looking for volunteers and veterans to come in and talk to the veterans, one-on-one and meet with them. But today is about recognizing all the folks who are here today by way of an award, by way of just saying thank you for your service to our country, and to the staff and the veterans and all of the volunteers who come out today and every day to work with our veterans who deserve nothing more than our best and the most that we can offer. And lastly, and I thank Monsignor for his prayer, and also adding in a prayer for our veterans, our men and women who are overseas now. I think what you will about the war, but at the end of the day, it's about the men and women who will wear the uniform and who are there today and at risk. So we're going to keep them in our prayers as well. So,
and
Jim,
Joe,
Sharon,
I just want Joe to talk a little bit about what he's done in terms of starting a department of veterans. So can you just talk a little bit about what the department is and your vision?
Sure. So for years, the Department of Military and Veterans Affairs was this larger organization in government, a cabinet level position that served both our veteran services throughout the state. It was on a county level or state level, giving out services, offering what it was that they were able to give. And also they were in charge of our National Guard and our Air National Guard. And so during COVID, we saw the distraction. Those individuals who ran that department were kind of divided with their time. They were taking care of our National Guard men and women and our Air National Guard, and then some of them were taking care of our veterans in the veterans' homes and all the other services that veterans are entitled to. So I decided that it was important to split them up. Let's have a department that's solely dedicated to veterans and veteran services. And so I wrote the legislation that created what's called the Office of Veterans Affairs, has its own commissioner, its own cabinet level position, and all of the resources that we need to serve our veterans in the state. And so it's really dedicated solely to veterans. And a separate department now was left over, which was the Department of Military Affairs. And so they have their own commissioner, and they do the National Guard piece. Now we have a new commissioner and a new department that solely cares for the needs of our veterans in the state. So it was an honor to work with our veteran organizations, or our VSOs, the American Legion, the VFW, DAV, and all those others who came together to give us some ideas about how it is that we could serve veterans best in the state. My dad was a veteran from World War II. He served in Europe and North Africa, and then the Philippines at the end. And I learned from him the value and the importance of our veterans and how dedicated we should be to them and their sacrifices. So anyway, thank you for coming out. It's really an honor to be among you, and I appreciate the offer. Thanks, Jeff.
So, and I just want to say, Joe Vitale, and Kristen's here, and Sharon's going to introduce the staff right now. But Joe Vitale, when there was a real challenge about making sure that our veterans remember COVID and all the problems, Joe was a fighter for our veterans. And Cindy Matthews here, we're all good. And so what's so critically important is Senator Vitale was there in the forefront with, God rest his soul, my dad, Jack McGreevy, and Sharon. And we can't thank, and because of what happened during COVID, Joe really redesigned to have a separate department. So we advocate for our veterans. And so there was a problem. I'm just going to be really open. There's a problem at the Menlo Park Soldiers Home in terms of the protocol, and Joe changed that. So we can't thank him enough. Joe Vitale.
And he's like an amazing person, a person who cares, a person in our community.
But he married way up, though.
Yeah.
He did.
And two beautiful daughters.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Thank
Is
you.
it over yet?
St. Joseph's Day.
There we go. Good.
Thank you for all the Italians. Thank you.
I want to just recognize my staff. We are so blessed to be here. We are so blessed to serve, but I have the most phenomenal staff. They are tireless. They are persistent. They are incredible. So I'd like them to rise when I say their name. Kristen Mendini, our social worker. Erica Savarino, social worker. Cortina Reeves, our intake worker. Samantha Hahn, she might be at the front desk. She's incredible. Zachary Sperling, our legal services. Ulysses is our employment specialist. And is Ulysses here? Oh, he's at the desk too. And Antoine Harrell, who is phenomenal.
Hey, Antoine.
Thanks to him, we get, Antoine, step out. Thanks to Antoine. So our pantry is a success with all of your help. I'd also like to thank my volunteers. Dawn is here. Dawn, thank you. Chris Ryman, Karen Chickalese, Rebecca McCauley, and we're recognizing Kathy today. We're going to start off with the.
So I just, part of this is providing services. And so this is a great team. We got volunteers and people who are cooperating, but basically we want to make sure that our veterans have access, whether it's TD 214s, whether it's discharge upgrades. But a lot of guys and gals suffer from PTSD and the trauma, and making sure they get the right kind of care and the right kind of support. And we all know that there are different levels of discharge. So whether it's honorable discharge, whether it's good conduct, whether it's OTH, bad conduct, or dishonorable, NJRC believes in servicing every veteran. You put on our nation's uniform, you put yourself in harm's way, and so we really work with our veterans. And I just like to first ask all of our veterans if they could please stand up so we can have a round of applause and be recognized. Woo! Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
And now we're going to start with our awards.
Yeah, and I just wanted to say one other thing before we start with awards. Right now we're going into our state prisons. We're going into a federal prison, and we're talking. So a lot of times it's tough when guys and gals come back today. They come back to civilian community. A lot of folks, I know Kristen, I know Sharon, I know different people were in prison this past week, and we're working with the Department of Corrections. I want to give a shout out to Governor Sherrill, to Mikey, who herself in the Navy. I want to give a shout out to the great Craig Hoffman way. Like, is that not a great sign? I don't think my funeral, I don't think my headstone over him and my grave is gonna be this nice. But, I just want to say thanks to Craig Coughlin and Nick Scutari and the entire team. But part of it is understanding that the veterans that we serve put themselves in harm's way. And so with that, our first honoree, and I just wanted to read this out.
Commander Ron Dixon.
The great Ron Dixon.
Ron Center.
So Ron's with American Legion Post 25. He's an Air Force veteran, Vietnam era. Like you gotta, like, you know, he's from Milltown, so you gotta cut the guy a break. He's a retired member of the Middlesex County Prosecutor's Office. He's unbelievable. Ron dedicates his life not only to the post, not only to coats, food, necessities, but he's always been there for our veterans. And you know, the great thing about Ron is, we got some of these Carteret councilmen are here. Come on, guys, come on down here in the front. But Ron Dixon's unbelievable. So can we have a round of applause for the great Ron Dixon? And Ron hat says, grumpy old vet.
He's gonna say a couple words.
I gotta say a couple words.
And could you hold this too? Because
Sure.
you know, one's for the mic and one's for the TV.
I want to thank everyone for this honor.
No, you just had to do this one.
Well, okay. I want to thank everyone for this honor, but I also want to remind everybody that every day our men and women overseas, they're also celebrating March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. But the green that they're wearing is the green in their uniforms. And they're making us safe and giving us the right to gather like this
Amen.
in a safe location. Thank them very much.
Thank you, Ron.
And you know, and Ron is a vet and the Legion, and a lot of guys are here from whether from the Marine Corps League, the Post, Disabled American Veterans, but I just can't say thank you enough because it's so important that people see vets. And what Ron just said is really important. There are guys and gals serving all over the world. Did what Ron did to make us safe. And so Ron, your visibility, your leadership, your example speaks to everybody. So thank you. And I don't care that he is that grumpy. But also the great Nancy Sweeney Mullins. And I just want to say, I like her maiden name the best. But Nancy is historian of the Joyce Kilmer American Legion Post, Rebuilding Warriors. She's worked with veterans, donation of food, and so much. But it's what Nancy does is not only with Joyce Kilmer, but she's a board member of Rebuilding Warriors. And we're just going to ask her to say a few words about that before we give her a plaque. Nance?
Thank you very much. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you for all of you, and thank you to all of our veterans. I'm Nancy Mullins, as Jim said. And
Sweeney Mullins.
Sweeney Mullins. We are a 501c3 charity, 100% volunteer, and we provide service dogs to veterans and first responders with PTSD, traumatic brain injuries, and amputations. Our organization is nationwide, so we have placed to date 174 service dogs, which is life-changing. My husband suffers from PTSD, our family is forever changed, and I am amongst people who care, and that is so important, that everyone really understands. When you see someone with a service dog, please be kind and please be mindful. It's important, because that person is that person needs that life-saving instrument, and that instrument is that service dog. So,
And could you just explain how somebody goes about getting a service
Sure.
dog and the kind of training?
Sure. So our dogs are trained specifically to the need of each handler. That whether it be PTSD, traumatic brain injury, amputations, that dog, we do not group train them. So when someone is feels that they're a candidate, they reach out to us via our website. We like to have that information because there is some information that they will fill out. Feel free to call me anytime. My husband, Jeff, is the president and CEO. I'm the chief cook, bottle washer. And we can't do it without all of the support that we get, because this kind of opportunity gives us the opportunity to say the words Rebuilding Warriors. And that is very important, that people who maybe know someone that is struggling, that person themselves has to show the interest of coming out to us and wanting to have that help. So it's not, you can't ask for someone else. It's you maybe can assist them going to our website or contacting us. But it's a very important step because that is the commitment that that person is going to have, that is going to show that they are going to be able to handle this task, and then that dog is going to be there working with them. So the trainer works with the dog and works with the veteran, works with the family, make sure that there's a safe environment for them to be in, and it all comes together. We are a village and we can't do this alone. So if you know someone, our website is rebuildingwarriors.com. Again, my name is Nancy Sweeney Mullins because that's my social media name, as well as I am proud of my maiden name. But you can reach me, promise. If you Google me, you're probably going to find me.
And Nancy, just one more question. So this is really important what Nancy and her husband do because, people suffering from PTSD and people are suffering from trauma and people need assistance, need a dog. But what Nancy does is work solely with veterans and working with them and training the dog specifically to the individual, right? So that's precious. And so can you just describe how you recruit, like you contact veterans organizations?
Yeah, well, the people, generally, if someone is in need of a service dog, they will look up and, find organizations or find someone through an organization that knows of Rebuilding Warriors or some of the others. There are other organizations like us because we can't all do everything, right? So it takes a village. But our organization has specific criteria. And that, again, once we get in touch with them and we get all the documentation, we get in touch with the medical diagnosis of PTSD, traumatic brain injury, and all of the needs that they have, then we start the process. So it does take time. A service dog does not pop out of a box and here you go. So it takes time because this dog is going to be of service to that recipient. Did I answer the question?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Please feel free to reach out to me anytime. My cell phone is not a secret. I answer every time. I answer every call because I always say it may be someone who is in need. And I do appreciate through the work that I do. And with Ron, with the American Legion, we work together because there are a lot of people who maybe aren't a candidate for a service dog who are in harm's way and they need resources. And that's when we turn to people like Sharon and Jim and the team here because we believe wholeheartedly. So when we get donations at our Legion, this is our first stop.
Bands and bands of donations.
And it really does. So we've done
And
a
we're
lot
going
of
to
good
put
things here.
Nancy's phone number on our website
Absolutely.
under veterans, and so she'll get a crank call from the mayor's office. But no, on a serious note, it's really important so people know that it's all about giving guys resources in real time, meaningful resources. And what I love is this is homegrown. This is New Jersey, Middlesex County.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And we have with us the Vietnam Veterans of America.
Everybody front and center.
Come on, the whole gang.
Come on, Mel. Come on, Walter.
So this is, so for a lot of the guys and girls, thank you, Rob.
Vietnam vets of Central Jersey.
Vietnam Vets of Central Jersey. I mean, you think of Never Forget, No One Left Behind, Vietnam Veterans of America, Central Jersey, serves of fellow veterans. And I just want to be clear, I'll just speak for myself. My sense is the nation always didn't do right by our Vietnam veterans. And what's so important here is that we take time, and I'm really grateful. I'm grateful for the entire team here, for the Vietnam Veterans of Central New Jersey, for allowing us to be part of their family. And so part of this is not only recognizing them as individuals, but as a group, their principles, what they mean in their service to all Vietnam veterans. And I'm going to ask Sharon to say a few words. And then.
So they have definitely taken me in as a friend and as an associate member. They have taught me so much. They have taught me what brotherhood is all about, being there for each other. We all don't have good days, but we all have days together. And it has been such a blessing. Every meeting I go to, I feel blessed. They give so much for our pantry in ways of money and donations. I can't thank them enough, but the Vietnam veterans of Central Jersey are incredible. They have unbelievable
say a few words.
POW MIA, if you can talk about that as well. They're a great group. If you are a Vietnam vet, please reach out to them. You will find a home and you will find a place that understands.
Thanks, guys. Would you
And
say a few words?
Robin is the president. So Robin, come on, front and center.
We have to let everybody get time. Go ahead, Rob.
Oh, don't be funny with that. Don't make it real long. Oh, I think. Okay, well, first of all, thank you so much for inviting us. It's really, it's a pleasure, it's a privilege, I'm sorry, to be here. So what you were saying about the Vietnam veterans, I think is very true, the way everyone was treated when they came home from the war. I fortunately did not have to serve in country, but I was part of the supporting forces back here. And I will tell you that even life in Washington, D.C. at that time was not, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Where I was stationed in D.C. And yes, if you were sent to Vietnam, you can thank me because I cut the orders. That was my job. So unfortunately, that didn't make me a whole lot of friends. But it is a privilege to be a part of this chapter, a real honor. I've gotten to meet people that I will tell you, I can honestly say we're friends for life. The stories that we share, the times that we share together, and the mission of our chapter of the Vietnam Veterans itself. Yearly, we sponsor a POW MIA 24-hour vigil in Metuchen, and we there honor and remember the 40-some veterans from New Jersey that were never returned. We have a very close friend in our chapter, Dave Drummond, who is a former resident or guest of the Hanoi Hilton. And his story is just incredible. When he talks to us, he speaks from the heart. I'm also the commanding officer of a Sea Cadet unit down in Earl. And when I share things with these kids about the service and I bring people in to speak to them, and Dave is actually coming this weekend's drill, it's so meaningful to share these stories with young people because you know what? This is our future. And if we forget the Vietnam veteran, somebody else is going to forget these kids coming up. And it's a sad story.
And could we have each of the guys say a few words? George?
He
You
doesn't
guys-
want to talk.
Come on.
Walter,
Please don't give the microphone.
Walter, come on up. Come on, you got to say a few words.
Oh, here we go.
I'm Commander of American Legion Post 65 in Metuchen, but I'm also with Vietnam veterans for I don't know how long. Since 1990, they formed in 1987, and they came over to Post 65 because they didn't have no phone, no home, and it was tough because people didn't want to, they weren't accepted in other organizations, and they needed a home. And we've been together since 1989, with the POW MIA Vigil, we've been doing it since 1991 in Metuchen. We do it at Memorial Park, and it's a 24-hour vigil. It's not as much as it used to be, and again, a lot of people don't realize we talk about Dave Drummond, but we also had World War II prisoners of war that were members of the chapter, and also Korea. I could tell you, Charles Cicino was the national commander, and he lived in Metuchen. He was national commander for the POWs and MIAs for a number of years. And there's a few others that, Red Ellis, and he's from Edison. He was captured twice by the Germans, but he's so small. He's about that tall. And he was like, if you seen him when he was younger, he was probably like a 12-year-old, okay? And he was able to escape twice. And then we also have Steve Glowacki, who was a prisoner of war in Germany as a young man, came to the United States, worked in the baggage place over in New York, and then wound up, lost his job, and he went in the Army. Where did he go? At the beginning of the Korean War, and he was captured in one of the early parts of Korean War. So he was a prisoner of war twice, once by the Germans, once by the Chinese and North Koreans, and he was 33 and a half months as a prisoner of war in Korea. And the POW MIA vigil is important because we got to remember all these people. I know two individuals, Doug O'Neill from Bayonne, and I'm sorry, I said enough.
Thank you.
Richard Hurl from Massachusetts.
All right, let's give it up for the Vietnam veterans.
And Robin Goodrich,
Robin.
the president.
So we got Craig.
Thank you,
And
Robin.
They got a fancy proclamation.
Thank you,
So
everybody.
let's give it up. Our speaker is here. Craig Coughlin, on your feet. Come on. Craig is here.
No, say that. Listen at me.
So
not-
wait. Hey, Craig, you got to see the fancy.
It is really
Where's
fancy.
Tish? Where's what? Come on.
Really fancy. Thank you so much. Never too long.
So, like, thanks, boss. So this is when we needed a veterans refrigerator and we needed a pantry. Craig Coughlin, not only because he gives a darn about veterans in the 19th district, we got all the troublemakers in the house now, basically provided out of, he's got a great charity, a nonprofit, Bowling for Hunger. And so I just want to read this and then we're going to ask you to say a few words. But the Speaker Craig J. Coughlin, Veterans Center Food Pantry, recognition of his leadership, his commitment to ending hunger across the state. And he really cares about children and families located here in the great borough of Carteret. Got the councilman, the chief of staff here, and veterans, and Joe Vitale was here earlier. Generosity, Bowling for Hunger, and partners across New Jersey. To all the veterans, I want to say, when you get your food, this is the guy who makes sure you do it. Can you give him a round of applause? The Army guys. So I just want to say thank you to the speaker, and he's with his better half, who happens to be from Ford's, New Jersey. Don't hold that against her. You can clap for Ford's. All right, Craig Coughlin.
Thank you, Jim, Governor. Thank you very much. Thanks everybody for coming out. It is truly a privilege to be here on a regular basis. We do an awful lot of really good things, and I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank you for the privilege of letting me be able to join you today, and to commend you for the truly remarkable work that the center does on behalf of the people of the state, on behalf of people, particularly here in the 19th district, because it's your work. It's that are helping people find jobs, really connecting with their family, getting the support that they need to stay on track, to have the full lives that they deserve. Everybody deserves a second shot. And I think that's something that we have come to appreciate more. And thanks to so many of you, in particular, Sharon and Jim. Let's give them a huge round. Sharon's the brains of the operation, let's face it, and the heart, and the one who does all of the work. But Jim's a great spokesperson. Governor McGreevy, I've had the privilege of knowing for what is now measured in decades. And I've had a front row seat to see all that he has accomplished and all that he has done for the state of New Jersey and continues to do each and every day. I can tell you, you have no more passionate advocate in the world than Jim McGreevy. When he latches on, you probably all have experienced this on some level, right? He's a real pain in the ass when he latches on to something. And one of the things that we were about to go through was the budget process. And at that time, the governor proposed the budget, the legislature gets it, and my phone will start ringing. I guess he knew I was going to be here today because I haven't gotten a call yet. We don't have to do it until June. But I'll get 50 calls, with that exaggeration, 50 calls or contacts or somebody on his behalf telling me how important it is they get X amount of millions of dollars. And so far, we've been successful in getting an awful lot of those millions for you. But, so we'll continue to do that. But you should know that that's the way he spends his day, making sure that the resources are available so Sharon can do all the work and get stuff done. So thank you both for what you do. I want to tell you, everybody deserves a second shot, and when you do it and you do it right, it is really makes a profound difference. I recently met with the commissioner of the New Jersey Department of Corrections, and she commended the reentry work that goes on in the state of New Jersey, and told me that New Jersey has one of the lowest recidivism rates in the nation. So give yourselves a round of applause for that. And I recognize that that doesn't happen because simply the mission. It is a commitment to the mission, and it is the real strength of the Reentry Corporation is from the powerful network of volunteers who come together and who recognize that they're able to make a difference. That's what really this is about. It's about changing lives. It's about making a difference in people's lives. It's about that second chance, because if you're really a caring person, you recognize that we've all made mistakes. God knows we all do. I make them every day. But the chance to amend the path of your life is really something special, but it doesn't just happen. So volunteers do more with less. Volunteers make a difference. Volunteers come to what is work. They don't get paid for it, but it's still work, and help make the incredible progress that they have had. Neighbors stepping up for neighbors. That's what this is. It's about people caring and connecting. And God knows in this world, in this time, we can use more caring. We can use more neighbors who don't judge each other by the color of their skin, the God they pray to, the person they love, or where they came from. It's about the people in front of you. We're all in this together. My life is better when your life is better. Your life is better when your neighbor's life is better. The people here at the Reentry Corporation understand that, and they live it, and they practice it every day. And that's what makes it so successful, because they are committed to the greater good. It is okay to be noble. It is okay to aspire to do big things. And this place proves it every day. I'm incredibly flattered to be honored by having my name on the wall in recognition of something that I did, which was really pretty small. When I began the assembly, my colleague Joe Vitale, who was here before, I stole one of his ideas. He was raising money for Habitat for Humanity, using his fancy job title to do something big for beyond the scope of his legislative authority. So I wanted to do something too. I thought that was a great idea, and I went. I was looking for something to do, I've always been. It really annoys me that I'm so lucky and that I get to decide every day what I'm going to eat or where I'm going to eat, not if I'm going to eat. And I think it's more of a moral obligation than a governmental function. I really do. We should care about each other. And so one day I was looking for something to do and said, well, what about, raising money for food insecurity? I was at the brand new opening of the St. Vincent de Paul in Perth Amboy. They had just opened a new place. And it was nice and new and shiny, and the shelves were all stocked. And it was a kind of a routine thing to go to a ribbon cutting. And then I walked outside, and the line of people was around the building next door and down the street. And hunger doesn't know political stripes. It doesn't care. It's an insidious opponent for everyone. And that inspired me to say, well, maybe we should do something about this. And I'm good at stealing good ideas and good ideas. So Kathy McLaughlin, a woman who was Jim's secretary, the governor's secretary when he was the mayor of Woodbridge, had become my chief of staff. And it was Kathy's idea. I said, well, why don't you do a bowling event? And so we've now done that over the course of these last 17 years and raised $850,000 as of last. There are 30 food pantries, and I represent 5 towns: Woodbridge, Saraville, South Amboy, Perth Amboy, Carteret. Feel free to vote for me. I live there. I represent those 5 towns. There are 30 food pantries. And as you probably would imagine, as prices continue to soar, like we were making some progress a few years ago, and then boom, we have the pandemic, and life has started to return to normal, and boom, we have runaway inflation. And now we have all other kinds of challenges. There are people who literally stay away from food pantries because they're afraid that they're going to be grabbed and deported. So they stay away. So people aren't getting the food that they need. But the need is really there. And the commitment from all of the people who have raised, donated that $850,000, big corporations, small corporations, bowlers, food pantries, all of the people have the same thing in their heart as the people here who make the Reentry program go. So it is a privilege to be here. And it is a special honor to be recognized by my dear friend, Jim McGreevy, for this, and Sharon, whom I also had the privilege of working with, because like I said, I'm good at stealing talented people. And so she worked there. Well, and she followed in the grand footsteps of course, Jack McGreevy, who worked in our office as well. It's been a remarkable journey. I've been very fortunate. I am most particularly fortunate to have an incredible partner, my wife. Tish has been with me. We have been married 40 years this past February.
Tish's parole is coming up.
She would have been out by now. That's standard sort of line. But the truth of the matter is, we all succeed because we're together. I succeed because Tish is here. We have raised these remarkable children, mostly because of her. And people make a difference in your life. And my life has been made so much fuller and have had the opportunity to do the things I do. I get a lot of credit. She does all of the work. She's always there to make sure. And she's incredibly candid with me when I'm doing something wrong, which is something that is invaluable. So Tish, thank you for being here this morning. Thank you for everything you've done to help us do it in very large part. Tish is always committed to the Bowl for Hungry. She's always working there. She puts it all together. She works to do it. Your name should be on that sign, not mine. Anyway, to all of us, it takes a village, right? An old African saying, it takes a village. This is a village. This is a people coming together to make other people's lives better. Led by the Governor McGreevy, led by Sharon, and every once in a while, a guy like me gets to lend a helping hand. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for this incredible honor, my friend. Thank you, Sharon. Thanks everybody for what you do to make the lives of the people that you want to help better. It's a wonderful gift that you're giving. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you. And I'm just going to ask Robert in the back, do you want to shout out to the speaker, say thank you? Robert, want to stand up?
Guess not.
No. You might just say what this program means to you? All right, I just want one guy, Robert came here. And Robert?
Hello, everyone.
Thank you.
Oh, Robert, now you're not running for office. You got to be quick. You're speaking in time frame.
I can't beat you if I try.
Hardly. Robert,
Craig Kaufman.
It's a pleasure.
All mine.
Robert, go ahead. Just say a little bit, 30 seconds of your journey.
30 seconds of journey. I am Robert Young. I have PTSD, depression, several short falls in my life, and I just want everyone to know that there is hope out here for you. It was hope for me. I am in Vet Haven at this moment. I use the mental health program from Mr. and Mrs. McGreevy. They are wonderful. They are outstanding. There is hope for us that are suffering. Thank you for
Let's
letting
just say thank you to the speaker.
Thank you as well, Speaker. Mr. Speaker, thank you for that. Have a great day.
All right. Or do you want to go? You keep going. Robert promised me a 20-minute speech. You cut it down to like 2 minutes. I know, I'm only teasing you. All right. Yeah, I know.
Okay, we'd like to call up the Benevolent and Protective Order of the Elks. Lars.
The elf. You're okay.
And again, we need to thank Speaker Coughlin because so much, like our refrigerator, we get such a great donation that we can always replenish our food. We have fresh meat, we have salads, vegetables, fruit, and it's all because of his generosity. And to thinking of us and thinking of people and ending hunger in New Jersey. It's a beautiful dream. And now I'd like to call up James. Wait, hold on. I'm going to let James do the plaques.
All right. Where's the plaque?
Here we go.
All right, for Carteret Elks. Can somebody clap for the Carteret Elks? All right, but it talks about the Elks. By the way, the Elks Veterans Initiative is statewide. And by the way, the great Ron Rios is back here. Can we have a round of applause for our Commission Director? Exactly. Got his fancy purple tie on. He's getting ready for St. Joseph's Day. But I just want to say thank you to the Elks. The Elks does so many great things with the American flag, with everything. And I just want to say thank you. And if you could come forward and just share the spirit of the Elks and what they're doing, not only statewide, but nationwide, and talk about the Elks. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lars Hastrom. I'm the exalted ruler of the Carteret Elks.
Maureen.
I'm a veteran. I'm a former Marine, yes. The Carteret Elks and the Elks in the state of New Jersey and nationwide, for veterans, we provide for homeless veterans a place to live, give them welcome kits. We provide furniture, we help them out. We're always looking out for our veterans, and we provide any assistance they need. And it's a big thing. So, with the Elks, veterans are near and dear to our heart. We also do a lot of work for special needs children and community events, and it's a great organization. And as I said, helping our veterans, especially those that are in need, is a proud part of what we do. And that's it. Thank you.
And I just want thank you so much. I also want to say we had a veteran who was 6.5 years homeless. And he was moving into an apartment in Carteret, and there was a welcome home kit and thousands of dollars and hundreds of dollars of materials and furniture. He had nothing. He came with nothing. And now he has a home, and he's been there for 4 years.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah.
It's great. We do this for many veterans, like I said, not just in this state, but nationwide. And we're very proud of our work. Thank you. And this lady here, Andrea Haley, will add to all of that.
Yeah, definitely.
She's great. Thank
And
you.
we also want to thank you for your hygiene kits.
Okay,
The
yes.
incredible kits that our veterans get, the beautiful hygiene kits, are from the Elks. So thank you so much, Lars. We can't thank you enough. You're a true blessing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And you can't say enough about the Elks, because I go around the state and people talk about what the Elks do. And now we're talking about the Army of Hope.
Sandy Helly.
Sandy, come on up. Everybody knows Sandy Helly, state chairperson of the Army of Hope for the New Jersey State Elks Association, women's veterans struggle with PTSD. And I just wanted to say, through her generosity, the Elks, a vehicle was donated to this woman, restoring her independence, reconnecting her to a world. And I'm just going to ask if Sandy could tell the story. It's a really powerful story. And I just wanted to say thank you both to the Army of Hope, to the State Elks. I mean, the Elks, everybody goes past an Elks building, but they don't know what's happening inside. And so I just want to say again and again, the Elks fill in a critical niche of service, of dollars, of support for people that are in crisis. And so if Sandy, I could just ask Sandy to describe what happened with this woman.
Thanks, Jim.
Thanks.
Hi, everybody. I'm Sandy Helly. I'm the state chair for the Army of Hope, which is near and dear to my heart. It always has been since I started. I've worked with wonderful people like Nancy Mullins, who happens to be on my committee for a long time. And anyway, I happened to stop by to see this lovely lady and see if she needed any help. And she says, well, I do have a veteran that has PTSD severely, and she's looking for an automobile. And I said, well, can you give me her information? She goes, I'll get her on the phone. So here I am in the office. She gets on the phone. I talk to her. I said, do you give me permission, or Sharon permission, to give me your information so I can go to my state meeting tonight and present it? Well, it was the first time we gave away an automobile, and it was truly deserved. We drove down to Slickerville, and if you'd want to know where Slickerville is, it's
Too far.
way too far. I thought we were out of New Jersey already, and we were still here. But this girl just came up to us, and she goes, you just changed my life. And I still get goosebumps. But it's not just me, it's our committee. And our committee is so dedicated. We've been in inception since 2005. We work with veterans and Gold Star families, severely injured veterans, from 9/11 forward. We're the other hand of the Veterans Committee. We coincide together, we do phenomenal work, and I'm very proud. If you ever have the chance to go to Lacey Lodge on the second Sunday of September, like I invited her to,
It's phenomenal.
we had 1,500 people this year that came from all over the state, and we raised $200,000 in one day. That sounds like a lot, but believe me, within 6 months, it's gone. Because we're helping to support, not just give away cars, take care of utility bills, house people, clothing, whatever they need. And there's a lot more than you know. And it's a shame because it's things that, I hate to say this, our government should be taking care of.
Amen.
They're good at recruiting them. They suck at releasing them because they really don't get what they deserve.
Right, right.
It's been an honor. Thank you very much.
Great job.
Could you just talk to us about how this changes in your life?
Well, I still talk to Jessica. That's her name, the lady who got the car. And in fact, she just sent me a text yesterday wishing me a happy St. Patrick's Day. Everybody assumes that my last name's Helly, that I'm Irish, but I'm German.
I'm sorry.
You know my ex-husband. Don't be sorry. Anyway, and you do. But anyway, this is a young lady who actually drives other veterans to their appointments who can't drive themselves or get there. And when you go to Slickersville, you'll understand why. You can't walk to a grocery store. You can't walk to anything. But that made it even more special to give her a car. And was the selling point to our committee, that somebody like this who takes care of her own deserves it more than anybody else.
Amen.
And I'm not a car salesman, but Danny O'Brien in Woodbridge was the one who gave us this car, and so shout out to Danny. And he actually warranted it as a used car. And he said, anything she needs, let me know. So these are people, like you say, it takes a village. People that I know personally, Nancy, we help each other all the time. Lars with the Elks. Anytime you need something, how many times we've brought stuff, she'll call me up, my pantry's empty. I'm running Dollar Tree, ShopRite, whatever I can get, calling other people I know. Please help me, Sharon, with the food pantry. And any of us, you know how you go to the store and it's 10 cans of soup for $1 or $5, I should say. Nothing's $1 anymore. Not even a Dollar Tree. But take extra cans and bring them here. You don't need all that at once, especially if you're one person. And it's so important because you might not think it is, but it really is.
Amen.
Thank you. Have a good day.
And now I'd like to call upon the great Mark Coryell. So, go ahead, Mark. Mark is an old dear friend, and Mark's with the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, and it's easy to beat up the VA, and some of our veterans have had tough experiences, but Mark is, and we're really grateful for the VA, and we're really grateful for our partnership, and we're really grateful for Mark, because a lot of times when people are struggling with their health care, or they're struggling with a psych, or they're struggling with a doctor, and they're not getting, or we want to make sure they get the right level of service, Mark does it. And so the 2026 Justice Second Chance Leadership Award to a great guy. He's a licensed social worker. What I love about Mark is he and Sharon play good cop, bad cop, but I can never figure out who's the good cop and who's the bad cop. They push each other more and more and more. And I'd like him to say a few words, the great Mark.
Thank you, Jim.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. First of all, thank you for having me here, and thank you for the recognition. I've been at the VA for 28 years now doing reentry work. And when I first started in the VA, there was really not many organizations to work with that did similar work, that was looking at helping people who were in jail, who were getting released from jail, from prison. And I worked in Seattle. I did this work for about 13 years in Seattle. When I came to the VA in 2010, I started to do it here. And one of the first visits, I went to Hudson County Jail, and that's where I met Jim here. And I said, wow, and he kind of talked about what he was doing here. And then soon after, I met Sharon. And it's really a privilege to be able to work with an organization such as this. This is the epitome of a veteran safety net, this group here, because as you all know, the VA cannot do everything. And the community is what we really rely on to get things done. So it's really an honor to work with all of you guys and to be here today. So thank you very much.
So Mark comes into our office. Can you talk about your visits? He comes once a month to our office and helps tremendously.
Yeah, sure. So my direct work is to find veterans who are involved in the justice system and to help them re-enter into community, whether it's finding work, benefits, healthcare, treatment at the VA, finding a doctor. So we're able to I go through all of those things with every veteran that we see, and we try and fill the gaps. We try and make them more of a whole person, so to speak, by using all the services that we have here.
And Mark, in the tradition of my dad, could you say how well Sharon listens to the bureaucracy?
Well, no, Sharon.
I work around it.
Yes, and as folks, if you know the VA, sometimes we have to work around things. And Sharon and Jim and the whole organization here has been terrific in being able to figure out the problem and then figure out the solution.
But when we have any question, any legal question, we go to our legal services, but we also go to Mark with our veterans. And he looks out at the community and sees where they can get other resources if he can't answer the question. So we are so grateful. It's such a gift to have you here. I can't thank you enough.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mark.
We got 4 more. We're going to wrap up. And then we're going to just ask everybody to come up here and take a picture. And we got Ron Rios, and we get the councilman here, and then you can have cold eggs. All right, we're just gonna wrap up. Volunteer Lawyers for Justice. Alexandra, thank you so much. We love the LJ. We love the LJ.
We're very thankful to be here.
No, and a senior staff attorney for Volunteer Lawyers for Justice. We work with them all over the state of New Jersey. They do great work. They help our veterans. They come here almost weekly to remove legal challenges and barriers. And we're just really great. We've got our great legal, where's Zach? Zach is out there, back there. Zach is there someplace. But we're so grateful for bringing together all these partners. VLJ, come on, say a few words.
Of course. So thank you so much for having me here today. It is truly an honor to serve those who have served for us. As Governor McGreevy said, I am from Volunteer Lawyers for Justice. We are a nonprofit really dedicated to offering or to ensuring that those in our community are having access to justice, especially if they're experiencing poverty. We do this through a number of different legal issues that we assist with: eviction defense, expungement, driver's license restoration, child support modification. So a lot of civil legal areas that we can help with. And again, it truly is an honor to be here.
Thank you.
And I and myself and Kristen and Erica, when we have a question and we're not sure where to go, we say, let's ask Alexandra.
They're always good questions.
And you, thank you. And you often take care of everything. You represent our veterans. You do so much to get people started again.
Yes.
Really.
Thank
So
you.
thank you so much, Alexandra. I'm so grateful.
Thanks.
You're phenomenal.
All right, and now I'd like to call upon in a special way, Kathleen. I'd just like to call forward. Kathleen is a great volunteer, works diligently for veterans, for community members. Kathleen, one of the great volunteers from the great borough of Carteret. And let me just say, Kathleen is one of the most humble, good. She's the salt of the earth. She deserves this so much. Kath, why don't you say a few words?
You want to say anything?
Yeah, just a few
I'll
words.
stand right
I
behind
just want to say thank you for allowing me to be here today. My husband too is a Vietnam vet, so I respect all our veterans and the men and women in every branch of service. When Paul needed help with some paperwork, we came here. Sharon helped him through it. He was so grateful. He came home. He said, Ken, I met these great people. Not only Sharon, Kristen, Erica helped him too. So this is my time to give back to everybody by helping out and volunteer at the food bank, which I do love and enjoy every day. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kath. And
Yes, Representative.
yeah, and could we do Ron Rios first?
Of course.
And the great Ron Rios. Come on. So we just got, and Sharon just did the drumming program with the vets.
Drumming for veterans.
Drumming for veterans, and it was really impactful. And just guys from the Vietnam vets literally got around and started drumming together. And so helping us with Middlesex County arts and cultural initiatives, Ron has always been there, whether it's working with us with addiction treatment, and John Polomina, I can't say enough about. It's making sure guys are connected to health services, and sometimes they have challenges. And, we get up, but we fall down, but we get back together with the community. But Ron has been there, and I'm just glad he filled the potholes on Blair. No, but in a special way, a real heck of a guy. He married way up the great Ron Rios.
Thank you. What a surprise this is.
Oh, we're so pleased.
Oh,
And
my
there's so
God.
many programs that we all enjoy. The music program, the arts program, the poetry program. We would not have been exposed to this except for you and your kindness. And your phenomenal departments.
Thank you. I just want to say thank you. Number one, most important thank you is to our veterans. And I take that seriously and honestly. I didn't serve, but I saw from news clips when I was eligible for the draft back then and the Vietnam War, God bless you. And I saw what was going on. And then when veterans came home, it was pathetic, to be honest with you. So my mission is to take care of the veterans however we can, because we wouldn't be standing here right now being able to say and do what we want if it wasn't for our veterans.
Amen.
And I look at news clips from documentaries from World War II thinking about, my God, how did those guys deal with the Normandy invasion? And then Korea, the cold and that brutal war. War is brutal no matter where it is. And then Vietnam happened, and of course now the Mideast, what's going on over there, and we just have to pray and hope that they come back alive. And again, I want to say thank you to New Jersey Reentry for what you guys do and all the volunteers, because it's phenomenal work, and we need to give our veterans a second chance. Me, it's a third chance. In Middlesex County, we started the Veterans Housing Assistance Program, where we help veterans end homelessness, and we give them either security deposits for apartments or rental assistance. And I think it's just rewarding to try to help those that protected us or protect us as well. So I want to say thank you to everybody.
Thank you so much. You've given us so many opportunities.
Thank you, Director. And the last lady, Councilman, can you mind come on down? Chief, can you come down? And guys, if you want to sit down, come down here, and there's seats right over here if you want to come down.
A little bit.
All right.
I'm waiting for a priest to get over here.
Yeah, Monsignor left at 10 o'clock mass.
You want to stand on that side?
So I just want to say, Councilman, Chief, I just want to say thank you. I was just with the good mayor last night, and Danny, more importantly, his mother, is a great volunteer. So give it up for Mrs. Ryman. We recognized her last year. But on a serious note, whether it was jobs, whether it was housing, and whether it was making sure that we moved and helping support the opening of this establishment and every single day. I just want to say thank you to the borough. I mean, Craig as speaker, but also as the 19th district, Carteret's a special place. Woodbridge, Perth Amboy, South Amboy, even Saraville. No, but I just want to say in a special way, thank you to the mayor, thank you to the council, and constantly working to make sure that our veterans get invited to free events, to opportunities, to social events. They really build up the life. And we just had a veteran, Sharon, who had difficulty, PTSD. He was homeless for a number of years. And we got him, you want to say how we got him a house in Carteret, Carteret?
So it was wonderful to work with Carteret, work with the Elks, work with all organizations to make sure that he had a safe home, and then work with the VA to make sure that he had mental health
How many
assistance
years was he homeless?
for 6.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was a tough run, and it was a tough time getting into an apartment. You just, like, everybody thinks, oh great, I have an apartment. It's not that easy. You're in an apartment, you're not used to being indoors. All of a sudden you have to pay bills, you have to look back on your legal history, and you have to deal with that. You're nervous, you're scared, you're not used to having neighbors. So it's it takes time. But we touch base with them and go out for pizza now and then, and we're a community. We do like when Carteret is so open that they welcome our veterans, that we can have our veterans come close so they can come here and they can come with our services and they can enjoy our arts program and they can come to our pantry. So
they have a full life.
It's a beautiful community, right? It's the least we can do is help those who serve. It's the very least. So, and the fact that we can do it in a town that welcomes veterans and cares for them, we're so grateful.
Great. You're going to say a few words on behalf of the great mayor.
Sure thing. Okay, my name is Benny Bellino. I've been in council now for 22 years in Carteret. So it's been a long time. It's been a ride. Recently, past couple of years, I've been dealing with Sharon. I was the last member of the Catholic War Vets in Carteret, and the property went to disarray, so I ended up selling it. And we used the money from that to finance different situations here with the veterans. We refurbished the building for VFW for the veterans to have a place to go. So all the money that we sold on the building went directly back to the veterans, every single penny. And that's one thing that we're very proud of. A lot of the donations came here to Sharon, and Sharon distributed it where it was needed to the veterans for
Right,
nights
and
out.
at that time, there was no outlet for homeless veterans, so we were able to put them in hotels to make sure that they could get their medical clearance and they could get up to par so that they could go into transitional housing. So without putting a homeless person into a hotel, you can lose them. So you saved
Yeah.
so many lives.
We did, and it was worth it. Oh, man, it was worth it. Just to give you a little background, a little bit more. For those who know what the draft was, number 7. Right? So you know where I was going. And that was the end of it. So thank God I'm still here after 75 years, and I'm a happy, proud person to be part of it. I want to introduce Chief of Staff, Frank Bellino. He has the same name as me. I don't know why. But yeah, Frank is my son, and he's one of the chiefs of staff for the borough.
Frank.
I mean, I'm not going to stand in front of you and the eggs, so I'll make it quick. Thank you both for everything you do. Thanks to my dad for being a veteran. I've always looked up to him. He may not think so, but always. He was my number one. Just real quick, we are doing a veterans banner as well. So if you need any information on that, please let me know. We've worked in the past with different things with this. But otherwise, thank you both for everything you do.
Thank you so much.
And anything you need, just let me know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to wrap up. Tish, you want to say the concluding prayer? Tish, you want to say the concluding prayer? All right, somebody's going to say the concluding prayer. Who wants to say the concluding prayer? Anybody? Come on, God is good all the time. You want to say the concluding prayer? Amen. We got a Baptist in the house.
Up here.
Yeah, right here.
Okay, let's look to the Lord. Father God, in the name of Jesus, God, we do thank you and we praise you, God, for this meeting. We thank you for all the attendance and every asset that we have, Father, to support our veterans in the name of Jesus. Thank you for the leadership here, Father. Thank you for those, Father, who are here, Father, and who may be struggling. I thank you for giving this outlet right now, Father. And everybody say amen as we depart from here, but never from your presence. We thank you and we praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
So thank you. And then we're just going to ask all the honorees to come up to take a picture with the speaker in front of the American flag, and then we're going to take another picture in front of the fancy flag. All right?
And breakfast.
And then breakfast, but breakfast is last.
Oh.
All right, or else we'll lose everybody. All right, can all the honorees